Hey guys, welcome back to our science lab. Today we're going to be going over our changes to land lab. Yes? So we know that we have our weathering, erosion, and deposition, but we also have agents of weathering and erosion. So today we're going to be looking at a few of those agents. One of them being ice, the other water, and the other wind. The first one we're going to look at is ice. What am I looking at here? This is my graphic organizer that I should already have prepared based on the instructions on my student journal. The first one we're going to focus on is ice. Yes, so we're going to draw the before. In this area here, what am I drawing there? You're drawing the model of our mountain here. Yes, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be introducing this glacier to our mountain, right? First thing we're going to do is gently place the glacier over the mountain and simply slide it down the mountain like so. As you can see, not much has changed. A little bit just there. And now we're going to apply pressure. Like a true glacier, these slow moving rivers of ice have a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on them, and that's what we're modeling here. So as you can see, the more pressure that's applied, you can start seeing the different layers of sediment that have built up on this mountain over millions and millions of years. We're going to do it one more time with a generous amount of pressure as our glacier slides down this mountain, taking everything along with it. You'll be able to see the different layers of sediment that have built up over millions of years. Now, here we can see that it's created a different landform with a round bottom. I don't know if we can maybe get it from a different angle so we can see the round bottom. Yes, and we have nearly vertical sides here. So this will give us a U-shaped valley, a U-shaped valley. We'll go ahead and leave our glacier here and we'll come back to it in a few minutes just to see what is created after time in our model. We'll be right back. So before we go ahead and move on to our next one, let's go ahead and make sure and draw our after. So here we drew the mountain before. So it was a nice clean yellow mountain. Here we're going to draw it after, what it looks like after. Let's go back over here. So we're gonna draw what this looks like. Yes? Draw this picture on your after. Right there. All right guys, welcome back. So now we're gonna go into part two. We looked at ice over there with our glacier. Now we're gonna look at water, consistent flow of water. What is that gonna show us? The first thing I want you to do is go ahead and draw this landform. You're gonna draw it into where it says water on your activity guide here. You'll draw the before. I am going to add a constant flow of water to this landform. So I'm gonna cover this hole, pour the water in. Make sure it gets enough water in there without spilling. One take, outstanding. And I'm gonna go ahead and top this off. I'll let go of this hole, and this is going to replicate constant flow of water. All right guys, so now after the water flow has stopped, you could see how it's giving us those deep carved out edges, narrow V-shaped valley. Yes, you can see it looks very similar to a canyon. So we can say that constant river flow, fast moving water will give us a V-shaped valley. As the water would trickle down into a slow moving area of water, you see our triangular shape there, giving us a delta. When it stops moving so fast, when it gets to the mouth of a river emptying out into an ocean, you see that triangular shape forming a delta. But what I want you to draw here on your student journal underwater is the landform that it looked like after, which would be represented here. So go ahead and draw what you see here. You can draw the stream of water. You can draw your nice vertical edges, your deep valley, your V-shaped valley. Go ahead and draw that here. All right, guys, we're back for the third and final part of our student journal. So if you can see here, we've already done the ice with the glacier, water with the river. Now we're gonna do some wind, right? So what I've set up over here is some sand over to one side of this pan. What we're going to be adding is wind, right? How are we going to be adding that wind? Well, we're gonna be blowing through this straw to replicate wind, right? A force of nature, an agent of weathering and erosion. Before we get started, here under your wind section, go ahead and draw this landform before, which is simply what you see here on one side of the pan. Now I'm going to begin to try and move this part of the sand over to this edge, okay? We've set up some manila folders here so sand doesn't get all over the place, and let's see how this goes. Wearing my safety goggles, right? Always gotta be safe. And wish me luck. So this is what we're going to go ahead and draw in our last part of our, you can see that even some sand eroded onto this paper, was deposited here as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and draw it here on after. Again, we're going to draw this. One thing to keep in mind is that as I was blowing the wind was causing the erosion of the sand, the transportation of the sand to the other side of the pan. And it was finally deposited on this side. Yes, deposited, that's where it landed, that's where it settled, that's where it dropped, yes? Go ahead and finish out your landform on the after part, and that is it. All right, guys, right before we leave, make sure that you have already labeled your ice, you have drawn your before, your after, your water, before and after, and your wind, before and after. One more thing. Make sure in this bottom section that you describe how it was developed, or in this case, the ice, our glacier. Our glacier applied pressure, slowly moved down the hill, creating a U-shaped valley, correct? Our water, yes, fast flowing movement of water created our V-shaped valley, our river. Wind, yes, our wind, force of nature, agents of erosion, blew the sand into another part of the pan, creating a different sand dune. Yes, or a landform can be a sand dune. Any questions, ask your teacher for help. We're always here to help you, happy to help you.